So, as the film starts, we are told about the pandemic that spread in New York. It spread due to cockroaches, and many children were dying due to this pandemic. Dr. Peter, who was the head of the health ministry, was very upset because of this situation, so he called Dr. Susan, who could solve this whole situation. She was a genetic engineer, and after about 3 months of research, she created such a bug that ate cockroaches, and Dr. Susan, with the help of genetic engineering, made those bugs so that they get very hungry and eat as many cockroaches as possible and then die soon. Her experiment also works, and these bugs eat all the cockroaches that come to the city in a short time. And in this way, many children are saved from this pandemic that spreads due to cockroaches. Until this time, everything was fine. Dr. Peter was also very impressed with Susan's success, and we get to see that they got married here. Now the scene is cut from here, and we are shown the scene after 3 years. In a church, the father gets scared of a man, leaves the church, and goes to the roof of the church. But the scary man, whose shadow we can only see, also came to the roof. And in this way, the father fell from the roof and died. All this, the rat saw with his own eyes, who used to live in the same house. That unknown man now drags the father and takes him down to the church. And the next morning, the police come to investigate at this place. During the investigation, along with the dead bodies of many people other than the father, many other people also meet them. What happened to them is that suddenly the police call a doctor here, who tells the doctor that either they all have yellow fever or some epidemic is attacking them. Now the situation was so critical that Dr. Peter was also called here. Dr. Peter also felt that this is a pandemic. Thinking this, Dr. Peter tells the police to close all the doors of the church so that this pandemic does not spread. The scene is cut, and now we are shown Susan, who was going out of her lab, that suddenly she met 2 children. They had actually come to sell some insects and bugs from the garden to Susan, which Susan took, but did not pay much attention to them. As soon as she started going out of the lab, she felt a box shaking very hard. No insect could shake a box so hard. She was surprised, and she took out the insect from the box. This insect was as big as a rat. Looking at its size, Susan was not as surprised as looking at its face and appearance, because this was a Judas bug, the same bug that Susan had made herself 3 years ago. But how could it be that those bugs are still alive? Because she had made those bugs so that they would die after eating their food. To clear her doubts, she opens her old research and checks the DNA of this bug. When everything was the same, she was confirmed that the bugs she made are still alive. Not only alive, but they are also growing to a dangerous extent. And this was a worrying thing. When Susan was investigating this insect, we see that a man in a hoodie is keeping an eye on Susan's lab, and as soon as Susan pauses, he steals that insect from there and takes it away. With its disappearance, Susan was very upset, and she went out and told her husband, Peter, that a child had given her an insect whose DNA matched exactly with the Judas bug. And the surprising thing is that when I was investigating it, it suddenly disappeared. Hearing this, Peter was also upset, and he decided that now people will do research on it. To do research, first of all, they needed that bug. Now Susan goes to those children who used to bring bugs and insects from the garden to her. That child tells that he met the bug in a storeroom of the station. Peter and Susan go to check that storeroom. The surprising thing was that they saw a lot of webs there that could have been of Judas bug. Before they open this web, a police officer comes here who thinks that they are thieves because to get to the storeroom of the station, they need a special warrant that they did not have. The fight could have increased here, but Susan silences Peter, and he tells the police officer, "Okay, we will get the permit next time." Now that child who always supplied Susan with insects, he gets greedy that if he finds the first bug of Susan, he will ask him for expensive money. Thinking this, they go inside a small tunnel. As soon as they go, they meet the same overcoated man who had killed his father before, and he kills both these children in a very strange way. When the scene cuts, we see Chui again, who had seen the murder of his father, and now he does not know what came to his mind, that he came inside the church through the window of his house. Now in the morning, when Chui's father came to the room to pick him up, Chui was not there. Seeing this, he got scared and started looking for him. He had informed the police that Chui had gone missing, but he himself did not stop looking for Chui, but he came to this church looking for Chui. Here someone told Susan that they have found a strange creature. As soon as she hears it, she immediately reaches the site and sees a strange, very big bug. It was about the size of a dog. According to the doctors, all its organs were working, and it was not an ordinary insect. It was not an ordinary creature. It was a creature that lived in the entire colony. That is, such creatures live with many other creatures. After knowing this, Susan is very surprised and tells her other member to investigate it. She goes to give the news to Peter. Today, Peter also took his companion and went to research in the same tunnel of the subway station, from where he first found this huge bug. Outside, we see that Susan has been sitting on this subway station for a long time, and waiting for Peter and his other companions. As long as he does not come, he looks at the pictures of this creature and tries to find out about it. It was late at night. Now the subway station was also empty. Susan had to go from here, but she did not go. And then suddenly, she saw a shadow of a person wearing a hoodie. Susan went close to him and asked him the time. That man did not answer Susan. Susan was scared of him, so she turned around quickly and started coming out of the subway station. But then that man also turned around, and a very big twist was revealed to us. The one we thought was a person wearing a hoodie. From the start of the movie, he is not a human being but a creature the size of a very big human being. It also has wings, and now it flies forward to attack Susan. And then it picks up Susan and takes her to a special tunnel. In this tunnel, we see that Peter and his companions and the police officer were investigating. Suddenly, that small Judas bug comes in front of Peter, afraid of which, when Peter hits him with his feet, the floor below his feet breaks, and these people come and go straight to the ground. In this tunnel, we see that when Susan came to her senses, she saw a lot of dead bodies around her. As soon as she saw them, she was very scared. She knew that she would also be killed. For her safety, she picks up something from here and starts looking for a way to get out of here. And seeing her running, a very big Judas bug attacks her. Susan attacks the bug with the sword in her hand and manages to escape from it. Susan couldn't find a way to get out of here, so she hid in a strange place. While here we see Peter's companion, who saw a lot of Judas bug eggs while researching this place. Seeing this, he was scared. He also knew that this place was very dangerous. When he tried to run away from here, a huge Judas bug attacked him and killed him. Here it is shown that Joy's dad was looking for Joy and came to the same tunnel where Susan was hiding just below the tunnel. Joy thinks of saving Susan's life, and when he goes to pick up some tools to open the opening of this tunnel, he sees Peter and that police officer. He kept asking him about coming here. Joy's dad tells him that his son was lost, whom he came here looking for, and now he has seen a girl below him, i.e. Susan. As soon as they heard about Susan, the three of them started saving her. At the time when they were pulling Susan up, a torch falls from the foot of the man by mistake. Hearing his voice, all the Judas bugs start attracting them. Before they could get out of the tunnel and attack them, the four of them managed to escape from their eyes. Now these people were running in front of the subway station, and Judas was behind them. The subway station was closed at night, but they had to save their lives. These people stand at the subway station, enter the train and close the train door, but the bug was still behind them, which got stuck in the train's closed door and died. Actually, it was not dead, but it was divided into two pieces, and they found out when Judas injured the police officer's leg with his bare hands. Seeing this, the police officer shoots him and kills him. Now these people start investigating this dead Judas bug, where Susan was surprised to see its big lungs, because she had seen this first insect, which also had lungs. Now when these people see Judas's face, a hole comes down from it, which was exactly like a human face. And seeing this, Susan realized that these Judas bugs are pretending to look like humans. Susan also realized that these Judas bugs try to look like humans so that they can easily go to the human world and hunt humans. Humans have more meat and they hunt humans because they are more hungry. The biggest thing that Susan tells Peter here is that she made a mistake by making the Judas bug, because of which they evolved instead of dying. They changed themselves as soon as humans did not change. To change so much, any animal takes billions of years. But these Judas bugs had changed themselves so much in 3 years that they started looking like humans. Now these three were talking that with the noise of their talks, many Judas bugs got attracted, and all of them together attacked their train. Here Susan also feels that she is able to smell the smell of martyred humans. That's why she thinks and takes out the organs of the dead Judas bug and puts it on herself and the whole train, so that Judas bugs feel that there are more bugs like them in the train, only humans. This way they don't get attracted to them. Vinay, if he had to escape from here somehow, he had to drive the train here. How would he drive? The train was broken. Then Joey's dad gives an idea that we will have to go to the wiring of this train, where he might have been able to fix this train. Now to fix the train, Peter and Joey's dad go there. And the time when Peter and they were fixing the wiring of the train, suddenly that big Judas bug comes in front of Peter, seeing which he was very scared. But surprisingly, this Judas bug did not say anything to him, because even inside it was smelling like a bug. Here in the train, we see that Susan is telling the police officer that there is only one female in their entire colony, which produces eggs, and then their generation increases. If we kill that female, then the whole generation will end. Now, while doing this train, Joey's dad had also seen Joey, which was surprisingly absolutely fine. And the reason for this was that he could make a sound just like Judas bug. As soon as Judas bugs came in front of him, he started making a sound like him. That's why it was left till now. Dad was very surprised and happy to see him. Before he could meet his son, a Judas bug comes from behind and kills him and takes him away from there. Hearing his scream, Susan comes out of the train, where she found out that now Joey's dad had been killed, and she was very sad to see this. Here, Peter also starts coming close to them, but suddenly, a lot of Judas bugs come to attack them. She was not understanding what to do. To save her life, a police officer puts an idea here and tells her to get on a lift in front of her, and he himself comes to the other side of the track and starts making a noise so that the Judas bugs attack him. Half of his plan had worked. The bugs get attracted to him by his noise and kill him. But the rest of the idea failed, because by the time Susan and Joey were sitting in that lift, a lot of bugs had come to them. To save them, Peter puts his life in danger. Pulling Susan and that kid's lift up, he goes inside the tunnel. Here we see that the lift was also damaged for some reason, and it fell down quickly, where there was a bug below. And because of this lift, that bug was killed. Both of them were very scared. Now Peter, who went inside the tunnel, and saw that there were big webs on the roof in which the eggs of those Judas bugs were attached. Gas pipeline was also passing through this tunnel, and as soon as he saw this, he got an idea, and he picked up an axe and broke that gas pipeline. After this, his plan was that he would destroy this whole tunnel, but his lighter doesn't work here, and then he starts hitting an iron with a hammer so that there is a spark and there is a fire at this place. And this plan also worked for him. On the same spark, this whole place was blasted like an iron bomb, which was also seen on the road outside the tunnel. The cars and the buildings were also set on fire. Now all the Judas bugs were killed in this tunnel, but the scene is cut and shown on the station, above. Now Susan and Chewie had that female bug in front of them, which was the most important thing for them to kill. She was now moving forward to kill Chewie, that here to save him. Susan put a cut on her hand, and with the smell of blood, that bug was attracted towards Susan. Before that bug would kill Susan, Susan sees a train coming from the front, and immediately an idea comes to her mind. She now gets off the track on which the train was coming. The bug also comes there to catch her, and just when the train was coming close to her, Susan jumps off the track quickly, and that female bug comes down from the train and is killed. And in this way, the whole story of these bugs ends. Susan was now feeling light, because she had saved the world from a very big danger. But in all this, she felt that Peter, her husband, was killed. But in the story, this twist is revealed here, that when Peter blasted that place, then he himself jumped into the water of the sewer, and in this way, his life was saved. As soon as he came out of the tunnel, so Susan felt like she had found a new life. They were both very happy to see each other, and here they had decided to keep Chewie with them, and by showing them both together, the story ends here.